This just disgusting monster, the worst person imaginable, is coming back with new merch, new music. His Instagram, his YouTube following is growing, and I am not having it. About Dahvie, Jeffree says, being on tour with a child has made me see the truth. I regret ever doing a song with that pig. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So very briefly, I made a TikTok. I put it off for so long. You guys finally bullied me into it. So please follow my TikTok. I'm finally on there. It's actually really, really fun. So follow me, please. I love you. Follow me. However, unlike TikTok, today's video is not on a fun topic. It's actually extremely dark. There is currently honestly, the word predator seems like a massive understatement, a literal child who is trying to rebuild his career after falling from fame. If you guys know who I'm talking about, it is Dahvie Vanity. I don't know if it's Dahvie Vanity or Dahvie Vanity. It doesn't really matter to me, to be honest. So Dahvie Vanity is basically my generation's Onision from when I was a teenager. And I actually have a personal story to include in this about Dahvie. Dahvie is currently trying to rebuild his career after a loss of fame, after being outed, proven, and just completely revealed to be a child, a predator, someone who preyed on underage girls as young as 12. If you guys came up in the MySpace generation like I did, you guys would recognize him from the band Blood on the Dance Floor. He did a bunch of different tours with Jeffree Star, and I personally went to several Jeffree Star shows because I used to be, I still am a huge Jeffree Star fan, and back then I loved the music, and they would often do shows together. So I actually have personal stories about this situation that we're going to get into throughout the video. But since being outed as a child predator, specifically toward his fans, he really lost his fame, but he's currently trying to rebuild it, and it seems like it's working, which is why I'm making this video.
So I just pinned it right now. You can go to our official brand new store. 10% of all proceeds are going to go to a charity supporting art. I've got some new music coming your way. I know I've been really quiet with that. You know, we've been taking our time. We don't like to rush anything.
This just disgusting monster, the worst person imaginable, is coming back with new merch, new music. His Instagram, his YouTube following is growing, and I am not having it. We're canceling it and him today. This is not cancel culture. This is call it a predator culture, okay? Accusations, proven accusations against Dahvie Vanity go back as early as 2010. In fact, Jeffree Star, who a lot of you guys know and trust, called him out on Twitter in a very direct way. Here are the tweets. About Dahvie, Jeffree says, I'm gonna speak the truth till I die. We saw Dahvie bring underage girls to his hotel room and do sexual things. 100% illegal. And this is after touring together, doing music together. I personally went to a couple of these tours when I was a kid, probably 15 years old. And Jeffree says, I no longer support Dahvie Vanity and how disgusting he is. Touching and enjoying attention is evil. Off, sicko. Being on tour with a child has made me see the truth. I regret ever doing a song with that pig. Rest in peace, because you'll never be me. If you support that piece of shit, then unfollow me because you're supporting child. Dahvie is the lowest, worthless scum I've ever met. Now listen, this person, which first of all, never trust a man with makeup like this. Need we go through the people who wear makeup like this that end up being douchebags? Social repose, Onision, get it together with trusting guys who look like this. Not saying Social Repose has done the same amount of harm as Dahvie, but you know what I mean. Hey Jacqueline, love you. Now Dahvie has racked up to 20 victims, all by name. This one girl describes how her mom left town and Dahvie drove across state lines to meet her and then her. And when I tell you this was the biggest open secret that there was back in the scene emo MySpace era that I was such a part of, everyone knew it, to the point where I was going to shows that were, again, Jeffree's headliner shows. I never liked But on the Dance Floor. I thought the music was trash, but I would see them at Jeffree shows, and there would be young girls, I'm talking 11, 12, 13 years old, and it was the running thing that these girls would go to the show and they'd say, I want Dahvie to pick me. I want to be Dahvie's new girl. I want to hook up with Dahvie. These are preteen girls. You can ask anyone who was a part of that era and they will tell you that that was what was going on. And at the time, I guess, I was young myself, maybe 14, 15 years old, and I thought it was strange, but when you're a kid, predators just hit different. You want to be around adults and you want to be around your idols, especially that are adults, and you just don't see grown men that are predators with the same amount of danger or knowledge that you do as an adult. So I thought it was weird at the time when I was a kid, but I also was like, oh yeah, that's just what's happening here. This is what Dahvie Vanity of Blood on the Dance Floor does. And I remember being at his shows and him saying weird things on stage that I can't remember exactly, but I remember like looking at my friend like, that's pretty strange. Like, what is actually going on? And some of those clips are actually online where he describes his young fans like this.
Yes! Oh my God. Yes! Give me your applause right now. Give me all your applause. I want them all. Give me your applause right now. Don't be a prude. Don't be a prude. Give me that Hello Kitty. Give me that Hello Kitty. I want it. Here we go.
That's disgusting. This has been like an open secret for so long, but it is starting to get more attention now. I've seen a few videos on YouTube talking about this because he is back on social media trying to rebuild his career. He's back doing merch, doing live streams, talking about this, promoting himself. And it's really just not acceptable. I personally feel like it is up to us as content creators and those of us with a platform to not allow this to rebuild again, because his demographic is not one that has changed. He's still appealing to very young girls. And frankly, people that follow me could be the type of person that he is targeting. And obviously I'm going to say something about it. And very similar to Onision, you guys, this person has used his fame, his power, his like rock star status. The music was trash, like I said, but that's a whole different video. He used all of that to have power over the very young girls that follow him and went to his shows and put them in precarious situations. For example, so in this article, Dahvie Vanity raped a child. What a title. Police gave him a warning, which, how about prison, but okay. Now 21 women accused him of sexual assault, and this specifically centers around a young girl named Diana Farrell, who was 14. Now, in the article, it states that Dahvie actually drove across state lines to be with Diana in her home when her mother was not home. She was in 8th grade. This is a young girl who was described as very shy, didn't have friends. Now, this story got unearthed because she was so distressed from the assault that had taken place at the hands of Dahvie that she actually called into a Christian radio show asking for advice. The police then called her, and she very reluctantly came out and finally said, after some coaxing, that it was a man named Dahvie Vanity, a famous MySpace star, who assaulted her. Now, I'm not going to get into the specific method in which he assaulted her, but I will say this. When you look at the stories of the 20 plus other people who've come forward, they're all extremely consistent what this guy does to them. And they're all extremely, extremely young. And it all starts with this relationship of this rock star and this famous person messaging a young fan. And it's just this messed up power dynamic where, of course, this young girl is going to do anything that he says. There are texts describing really disgusting things. I'll put what I can on the screen. There are pictures. There are explicit photos sent from Dahvie to these young girls, and these are all screenshots and receipts that I'll put here. Now, apparently, Chris Hansen is setting his sights on Dahvie Vanity next, which I totally and wholeheartedly support, because this guy still has a very sizable fan base and still gets comments. In fact, I saw someone that I know personally comment a bunch of compliments on Dahvie's page, and I was like, apparently this isn't common enough information, what kind of a person he is and what he's done to these children, to the point where I would know someone who unknowingly is commenting nice things on this person's page. So that's where I come in to make sure that the first YouTube video you search when you type in Dahvie Vanity's name is this one. Other celebrities that know the inside scoop on Dahvie and what he's done to children have spoken out, like the band Combi Christ, who actually canceled an entire tour with Blood on the Dance Floor after realizing he was a diddler. Ash Costello, the lead singer of New Year's Day, also spoke out in a radio interview, and I'll put a clip of that here.
But because it came forward, a lot of fans who had been abused by this person came to me and sent me their stories, and most of them had physical evidence and proof. So I went ahead and turned that over to the police. There's a case file. It's an actual filed police report, and I tried to kind of be a part of it in any way that I could. You know, I always kind of sat back and go, this will come out when it's meant to, you know, because predators don't stop until they get caught. Even when I went to the police, it was met with a very lazy attitude.
So here's this freak hawking merch, trying to put out new music, trying to resurface. And it's a problem that I would prefer to nip in the bud now, rather than when he starts offending and hurting young girls, if he's not already, and then coming and saying, no, that's wrong. No, we're going to say no now, so that you go back into the shadows, Dahvie. You're not allowed to resurface, and you're not allowed to have a career, especially not one that is built on the money from these young girls who you're also going to prey on and assault. Bye. So I actually messaged Dahvie 2 days ago prior to making this video, and I'll read you the DM, who, by the way, now goes by a completely different name, which is also a sign that he's trying to evade justice or being known for what he's known for. And I said, "Hi, Dahvie, I'm about to drop a video about the history of allegations against you and the disgusting things you've done to your female children fans. Would you like to provide a statement that I'll include within the video?" And he read it, and he didn't reply. So I think that says a lot. And it's crazy because this is a common link with the Onisions of the world, the Dahvie Vanities of the world, and just different online predators. The way they describe like backlash or hate or criticism for them obviously preying on kids, they always describe it as like haters or negativity.
Despite all the negativity that people say about my name or anything, I actually want to do something that is that's a positive cause.
That's not negativity, Dahvie. That's people being rightfully vigilant about anyone being in contact with you. So go away. So what I ask of you guys is obviously to share this video. Let it be known that Dahvie is going by a different handle and still trying to hawk merch and songs to little girls. And just let it be known that this is what he is known for. Apparently, like I said, it's not common enough knowledge. And with that being said, that is it for this video. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel. I know you're gonna watch 4 or 5 more videos, and you've already watched 4 or 5. Just join the family. Like, we want you here. I have no friends. I need subscribers. Follow my Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, like I said. There's a lot for you guys to follow, but please do it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.